Well, if I can find a queue action from some weddings, then I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello, welcome back to That Josh James Show, a podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's number one podcaster. That's Chrissy White, aka White Boy. What a go on, son.
How are we, mate? You
I'm
good?
Good, mate. Yeah, you're good.
I like your shirt, bro.
Cheers, mate. You know about this shirt.
It's an old shirt, right?
This is my oldest piece of clothing. So I bought this when I was 17.
And it's still going strong.
And it's still going
Mate,
strong.
Look, Umbro. Say what you want about Umbro. That's a good quality garment.
So I don't think I've had a piece of clothing for 17 years.
Oh, no, I don't think anyone has.
16 years, isn't it?
I don't think anyone has.
But look, it's washed up great.
It really has.
And it's a classic.
I can't believe it still fits.
Well,
I don't think... I'm definitely a different shape to what I was when I was 17.
I think that's pretty good going, actually, yeah.
It
I
is,
mean,
mate.
there's been times when I've put it on and it ain't fitting me because I'm too overweight, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So...
It's like the benchmark.
But I'll always keep it because I think I'll always keep the England shirt because you wear it every other year.
Every couple of years, yeah.
And that's why I've just bought another retro one, a Gazza one, 96.
Nice.
Legend, absolute legend. But it's, yeah, with England shirts, that'll be one of the best things you can buy because when England are playing in a major tournament, you need something to wear.
You got to pull it out.
You've got to pull it out. And I don't, if I go watch, Tottenham or whatever, I don't never wear a Tottenham shirt. But when you're watching England, I think you can get into wearing a football shirt.
Yeah, I love England football, mate.
I love it. Yeah. I've been watching on YouTube, I watch all their training videos.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like when they all arrive and they pull up in the motors, they get out. I watch all of it, mate.
I'd literally, the other day, I spent 20 minutes just on the telly watching them getting out of cars with their wash bags going... Yeah, all right, mate. All right, yeah, all right. Where's
you
my
got
room?
that girl
Up
there. She's like, you got your passport?
Got your passport? Yeah. I'm just watching that.
Mate, I watch them all. Like, literally, ever since they started doing that, I'll sit there and watch and be like, oh, who's that? Like, a couple of new players that I don't know. I love it, mate.
I love it.
I love it.
I'm at my happiest when England are in a major tournament.
Me too, but not even that. When they're all together, just me knowing that they're at St George's Park training gives me a sense of ease and comfort that I don't get for the rest of the year.
Well, it's pride, isn't it?
It is pride.
It's pride.
I love my England football.
I love it.
I couldn't care less about Chelsea. But the Three Lions, mate, different game.
Well, do you know what it is? And I think I've said this before on the podcast, but listen, why I have lost my love for club football is because really it's a game of who's got the most money wins now. You
You're right.
Look at Man City, they've won 4 titles in the last 4 years because they have this unbelievable amount of Saudi wealth.
Yeah, got that good oil money.
They've got the oil money.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just boring.
So basically, oil won the Premier League.
Oil won the Premier League,
Yeah.
But with international, obviously you don't have that. It's,
No.
Right. What players you got in your country?
Yeah. Where were you born?
And I think everyone gets on board with it. I mean, it brings everyone together, not just blokes like us, but, we spoke about it before, but, the girls coming out watching, we're just like, yeah, we're England, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too. It's sort of like, I would love to go out and get mashed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I would love that.
But that
unfortunately,
said-
I can't.
That said, when I used to go out for England, I think, England's day, I used to get mashed up. I never used to watch the games.
You're right.
I used to just be like buzzing about and...
Yeah. Just on a turn
what
out.
they scored, just on a...
Yeah. No, mate, I love it.
Do you know who
England score in a major tournament, it's just like pure elation.
It's the best you will ever feel.
Yeah.
Because you're jumping there, your mates are jumping on you.
Yeah, beers everywhere.
Yeah. It's a great feeling.
It really is.
I tell you what, when England score in a major tournament, it's the closest we get now to having a line of gear.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. The dopamine hit is very similar.
As 2 people that are clean and sober, the closest that we can get now to sniffing a line is when England score.
England score.
And that's why we love it.
Like, Jude Bellingham scores, I'm going to go mad.
Just any of them, if any of them score.
I know, but particularly my Jude, mate.
Say that. I love when Maguire comes up with a header and he
Slab head.
puts his big old nut on it and he's like, bang!
Every time he heads the ball, me and my missus both shout out, slab head.
Yeah, slab head. And he just comes out, bang, like head made of granite.
To be honest, mate, I don't want him to play Maguire.
I'd like him to start at centre-back with John Stones. Is that Lewis Dunk, who plays for Brighton.
I would.
Mate, I went to the Brighton game, Brighton Spurs, in December, and I'm looking at his geezer and I'm like, you don't see footballers of that size anymore.
No.
He is an absolute monster man. He looks like a rugby player.
Old school centre half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. But I don't know if he will start.
Can he handle the pressure? The only thing I think might let us down, I mentioned it before, Southgate's tentative managerial
Listen,
style.
I don't want to hear this negativity about Southgate.
No, I'm just saying. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
But
I want him to go.
He manages. He's very good, Southgate, and this is what people don't give me credit for. He's very good at managing tournament football. He does what we need to do to get to the next stage. Listen, when we played Italy in the Euros final, he did come up a bit short there.
Yeah, he came up short.
Because really, like you said...
That's a good way of putting it. He come up short.
He come up short. But in other games, he's very good at getting you through to the next stage.
Yeah, game plan. Look, mate, I really like our chances. I am fully optimistic. I ain't coming at it negatively at all. I believe in them.
Yeah, I believe
we
in
have
them.
got some players, mate.
We've got some players. And, mate, I really like Southgate, and I like his story. I watched an interview with him that he was done on that England channel. And he's talking... Actually, no, it was on the High Performance podcast, which is a really great podcast. And he talks about when he went to play for Crystal Palace, and he come from a lot of the people who played for Crystal Palace, they was real like South London from the streets, and he's like, I come from a working class family, but I didn't have the sort of struggle that they did. And he's a bit more intelligent, isn't he? And a little bit
cleverer.
Yeah, cleverer. Yeah. And I really respect how he's kept himself.
Yes.
In that world, rather than trying to be like them, and I think he's a very clever bloke, and I'd love. For all of us, I think it'd be great for one of Euros for the whole of England, for all the players, because I think some of them players, especially like Harry Kane, he deserves that.
We are due one.
But I think Southgate, I think he deserves it as much as anyone else.
Yeah,
and I really want to see him deliver, because I really believe in him.
Yeah, and look, the Euros is special for me, even more so than the World Cup, because Euro 96 was the first tournament I can remember.
Really?
So I was 8.
8, yeah.
And it was like, what's this then? And my dad's like, this is the Euros, mate. And it was in England. Euro 96 was in England.
Yeah.
It was played in England.
Yeah.
And it was like, the first time I remember, it was a really nice summer. I've got so many vivid memories of that time in my life.
Yeah.
I remember we was getting like some work done in the garden or something. It was like a big pile of sand on my driveway at the time. So all the kids was coming around, was like playing in the sand and then like running in, watching the game. Penalty shootouts. So like, I remember I couldn't watch. It was like the first time I was really invested in football. And it's just got a real special place in my heart, this competition.
When you're celebrating, when you're cheering on England football, right, you're celebrating with everyone. Like, you can watch it with your mum, your dad.
Yeah.
You're all enjoying it together. And I think that's what the beauty of it is.
So one of these games we're watching in Ibiza, right?
You are. I'm coming out.
Are you not going to be there?
No, yeah.
So the lady who's getting married, bless her, has postponed one of the events so that we can all watch the England game.
Well, that's a smart move. That's a smart move.
Not saying she's had to postpone it because she knows no one will be there.
Listen, I think my own son could get married, and if it's on the day of an England game in a major tournament, I'm missing that wedding.
Yeah, or just sitting at the back.
And there's
like
no one that I love
go.
more than that boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at him and I think I love you to bits. I'll die for you. But
as long as England ain't playing.
As long as England ain't playing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Those are the rules. England, it just is.
It supersedes everything else.
It really does. It really, really does. It's a special time. I'm really, really excited.
So when's the tournament start?
So I think our first game is on the 16th of June, maybe, which is a Sunday night, 8 o'clock. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I mean, listen, what could you imagine if we actually won the Euros? I mean, it would go. I mean, imagine if we won a World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup is obviously a bigger tournament, but I'll take the Euros.
Take the Euros, yeah.
I'll take that all day.
Yeah,
all day.
I mean,
and realistically, think about it. Barring Brazil, pretty much all the best teams are in Europe. Would you agree with that?
Well, Argentina won the last World Cup,
Argentina and Brazil. Apart from them two South American powerhouses,
yeah,
pretty much all the best countries are in Europe.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah. So it's still tough to win.
Yeah, it's really tough to win. But I really fancy our chances this year. And one thing I think, listen, be careful what you wish for, because if we win the Euros, yeah, it'd be great. But I reckon English civilization could probably come to an end.
Yeah, I do.
I reckon.
It's an election year. There's going to be some things happening.
Well, this is it. Elections on the 6th of July. If England win the Euros, we're not going to give a fuck who wins that.
No.
Because we'll probably make Jack Grealish Prime Minister.
Yeah. I would let Jack Grealish run this country if he wins the Euros.
And it will turn
for us.
into like a Mad Max turnout. You know what I mean?
Thick as shit. But I would let him run the country.
But it would be Jack Grealish. He would just be going around like top off, like big machete. We'd be all be
spikes.
Yeah. We'd all be following Grealish. Like, you know.
Complete breakdown of society.
Complete breakdown of society. But maybe that's what we need to build this country back up again.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go back to the bare bones.
Start from scratch.
Maybe we need to go back to an apocalyptic sort of totalitarian, like barbaric.
Post-apocalyptic.
Run by Grealish. He's got Maguire in a cage. Like if anyone plays up, Maguire's just like, rah! You know what I mean? He's big heavy, like he's henchman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I'd get on board.
Yeah.
I would definitely get on board.
Yeah.
You got to think, if that happens, it's the tradesmen who are going to come out on top.
Of course it is, yeah. It's the toxic men.
Yeah. It's toxic men. It's just like handy people.
No, mate, you and
bankers,
your
lot, TikTokers and that. What are you going to be doing? You know what I mean?
He's done me there, hasn't he? He's done me there. Someone the other day, he's actually a geezer, subscribed to my YouTube channel. But he loves it. He always comments on it. And he didn't like one of the videos done the other day, and he called me a little theatre kid.
Yeah, you are a little theatre kid. You are, mate.
Yeah.
I bet you excelled in drama, didn't you, at school?
I didn't do drama at school, mate. Nah.
I used to freeze up in drama, like, nah.
Did you? No, I'm a little theatre kid, little TikToker.
Yeah, you are a TikToker.
Oh, mate, TikTok is the worst, isn't it? But yeah, that's how it's going to be.
I'm all for it.
Of course you are, mate. You're a toxic man. You don't know the white boy behind the lens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
you can go to meetings and find out what I'm really like.
This is all the guys.
Yeah.
You know, and that's... But
guy
yeah, the
is
toxic...
nice.
The toxic... Yeah, listen, I'm a part of all the vocabulary.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it all.
Okay.
I've got it all. I've got a mate who... got a mate who's got a real long list of vocabulary. He's from Chigwell and he's like Jewish.
Right.
And
he's got
like,
bars.
And he speaks like this. And he was going, he said the word the other day, he goes, I was on the beach, there were swarms of people. Swarm. He comes out with some absolute corkers.
Great words.
He goes, we was at the beach the other day, the geezer let us go. He was on the phone. But then he started driving. He's like, what are you doing, you absolute Burke? That's preposterous. He's got like it's a real old school way of talking.
Real good,
you know, like
real good vocab.
Old like Chigwell Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a bit business.
Mate, they're fully integrated. That's generations.
But he's just like,
Chigwell
there's
Jews.
a bit of like East End in there. There's a bit of Chigwell. There's a bit of Joe.
A bit of old money.
Yeah, he hasn't got old money, but he's a businessman, you know what I mean? So he's got that bit of...
Swarms.
Swarms. It was swarms of people.
Yeah, Swarms is great.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, he wouldn't survive in this new totalitarian civilization.
No, he wouldn't.
Nah.
It's the people who are going to be able to roll their sleeves up, get their hands dirty,
it's basically the people
live off the land.
It's basically the people that can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or talk their way out of fighting. Sometimes you just got to get the right people on side. Like you said, you got the Maguire in the cage. You need a few heavies around you.
I think
people need a leader.
I think that's why I don't get into a lot of arguments with other comedians and that. Like a lot of comedians can go at each other, argue about different things. And I don't really do that because I'm sort of confident in myself because I think, oh yeah, but I'm not going to argue with you because I could beat you up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's sort of, I don't obviously beat them up, you know, but I think, oh, but I could do if I wanted to. So I've got that. But that sort of mentality would be the mentality of this new civilization after we win the Euros.
Knowing you can beat someone up, yeah, you shouldn't beat them up. You know what I mean? You don't have to.
Nah.
Rogan talks about it all the time. He's like, I could pretty much beat up most people. So that's why I don't fight. Because it's out of order.
But it's interesting. Some people, I think, that have never had to worry about getting beaten up. They can be really trappy, can't they?
Yeah.
You know, They're like really, and they really get trappy, and you know
They're the worst ones.
They're always talking about political things. They all think they're right, and you think, why are you like that? Like, you're not worried about getting punched in the face
Because
or
you've
whatever.
probably never been
You
punched.
never had to worry about being punched in the face.
Yeah.
You know, whereas that's a real.
It was a fear of mine growing up.
Well, every day in my life, I think, better wind my neck in, don't want to get punched in the face. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I don't also think, if someone punched me in the face, I was only really mid-20s. I was like, if you punch someone in the face, that's assault. You get nicked for that.
Yeah.
I was like, I never thought that was an option. I just thought you get punched in the face, you get banged. That's that done.
Yeah, get banged. But it's not, is it? There's ramifications.
There's ramifications. But then I'm not the sort of person, someone punch you in the face, I'm not the sort of person to be like, I'm taking him to court.
I'm suing him.
Yeah, I'd just be like, I just got to wear it.
She's
you know
on a
what I mean?
straightener in the car park. Old school.
Well, I just think, I'd probably need to get down the gym.
Yeah.
And then I'll see him again in a few years' time.
And go for revenge.
And then
Do you think that's a healthy way of dealing with that?
What's. I'm not saying it's a
Join a fight club, get good at fighting, and then go looking for him.
I'm not saying it's a healthy way of dealing with things. That's just where my mind goes.
Yeah, I live in a fantasy world. Sometimes I'm doing like all sorts of like kung fu moves on people in the street. Like, if he done that, then I'd do that.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
Oh, all the time in my mind. Yeah.
I come out of this restaurant yesterday with my boy. I picked up a takeaway, and there's this bloke walking in and just like had no regard of like spatial awareness. He's coming in like, just step out of the way. We're gang, mate. Then you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? And it's just like getting in the way, and then walks like towards my boy, and my boy had to move out of the way. And I looked like, and I was thinking, like, my boy, it's not like he bumped into him. Nothing happened. But I was just like, nah, that's not a nice geezer. And then in my head, I'm like, but if he did bump into my boy, then I'd have thrown the left. And then his power would have come that way. I'd have done him, and I'd be over there like, none of that happened.
I still do that now.
But for 10 minutes, I'm living in this fantasy world of like, what would have happened if he bumped into my boy?
I'll sometimes go back to my bedroom, like lock the door, and then like replay that scenario in my head, like get the pillow up as if it's them, and I'll be like, "Want to try that again, mate?" And I'll be punching the pillow on the bed and that, and I'll be like,
elbows.
You ain't so big now, are you? Like pointing at the pillow.
You fluffy mug.
And my miss, then my missus will be like, "What are you doing up there?" I'm just replaying sort of fights and scenarios in my head of scenarios that I actually weren't man enough to deal with when the scenario was actually taking place.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is beating up the pillows.
And I'm preparing for the next scenario.
Yeah, when I'll bitch out again, and then I'll have to do it again.
I know next time, that geezer's getting it like that pillow got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thing about pillows is though, they don't fight back. In my scenarios, I never get struck. I'm always really good at dodging and really good at fighting. I've never had a proper fight in my life. I've never had any sort of fight training. But in my head, I'm like a kung fu master.
Yeah.
And a great boxer.
Depends what pillow you've got though. I've got the real hard ones.
Yeah, memory foam.
Yeah, so it's like, they're a bit more substantial. I think they're not a bit more of a better sort of bit of training apparatus.
Yeah, like, it's not like a feather pillow.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more about it. Mate, I've got these latex pillows.
I wouldn't do it with any like soft pillows. That'd be stupid.
No, of course it would.
That's pointless. A waste of your time.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
It's a waste of the pillow's time. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah. You need to train with something a bit more substantial.
Yeah. Oh, no, I've recently got a new bed and mattress and pillows. And, mate, we spend most of our lives in bed. You need a really good mattress, really good pillows, and a really nice, comfortable bed.
See, I disagree.
Why?
Because the better my bed is, the more lazy I am, the more I lay in it. I just want someone to put my head down so that I can get up early in the morning, get up and get to work.
Yeah, but do you not like ever have issues with your back or anything?
Well, we just bought this new sofa actually, and my big thing was I don't want an L-shaped sofa because that just makes me lazy. I remember when I had an L-shaped sofa in my old house.
Yeah.
I spent hours sitting on it, watching TV. Whereas the one I got now is a bit more like this. It's a bit more upright. So yeah, I'll watch something for an hour, but then I'll get back to
You watch that for an hour, you'll be so uncomfortable, you'll have to stand up.
But then I think, then I'll go and do something which is a bit more active. I don't just want to
I get you, but you're an office pod. I come back from work just wiped out. And I need that little bit of respite, take my time, have my dinner, put the boy to bed. Then I'm re-energized and I can go to the gym.
Yeah, true. Because
You know what I mean?
you're grafting, yeah.
I'm a grafter.
So here's a question for you. So, the women won the Euros in 2022, I think it was. Might have got that date wrong. But because they won that Euros, does that mean that it came home then? Did football come home then?
No. And look, it's probably going to be met with a bit of controversy. I really enjoyed that game.
I loved it. It was amazing.
I got emotional.
Yeah, it was great. Brilliant to see him do it.
When that girl scores that last goal and they're like, no, we've done it. They're like, the joy. And they all like rally. I was like, brilliant. Like, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But it ain't come home. The whole point about it coming home is like, we've had it and then it's coming back. You know what I mean? Has England ever won the Euros?
Do you know what? No, I don't think so. I actually make you right on that because that song, Football's Coming Home, and that whole thing, It's Coming Home, was associated with the men's football team.
Yeah.
So that's in that context. So in that sense, I feel like, yeah, it's not come home yet in my mind since 1966.
But it is coming home.
But I think it's going to come home
I think it's coming
this
home.
year. But I think that every tournament.
It's coming home.
We could put the women's team out there playing against the men's. I'd still think it was coming home.
Yeah, we listened to that song on the way up here, by the way. It's coming home.
It's great.
It's so good.
That's perfect.
Have you ever noticed in the video, yeah, you know when they're having like a kickabout in the park and they've all got the England shirts on and the German player, have you seen what's written on the back of the
Yeah, with a K and a Z. Yeah, perfect.
Mate, what a bold move. Back then in the 90s, like, that was on telly.
Yeah.
KUNTZ on the back of all the German players' shirts.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, they're not lying, are they?
They're not, no.
I mean...
You hate Germany, didn't you?
No, I don't hate Germany.
I know you hate their architecture.
Let's not forget what happened. You know what I mean? It's all right. Listen, they're all right now.
Yeah.
They're all right now.
This new little breed are all right.
Listen, like the new lot. New lot are great.
Yeah.
But can't forget, can we?
Your granddads, not so much.
I owe it to my granddads
Yeah.
to not be best mates with the Germans.
Yeah.
Cannot. But listen, great, you know, they've cleaned up their act, haven't they? Good on them. We're allies with them now.
Yeah.
We might be fighting side to side in a couple of years' time in Russia with them. So, you know, but it's like with one of your mates, like they're one of our mates now, right? But sometimes your mates, they've done one thing, like we was talking about earlier, actually, funnily enough. They've done one thing that you think, okay, you're my mate, but can keep you at arm's length a little bit.
Yeah. You can't, it's almost unforgivable.
But we have forgiven the Germans. I think that's the
you move on,
the note that we should.
but you remember.
We remember.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a little bit of needle there.
Of course there is.
You know.
And like, I reckon a lot of countries feel that way about Germany as well. It's not just us.
Well, I mean, listen, I would actually probably say Germany within Europe are probably more popular than England. I'll probably say.
Mate, you're
because
right.
we have this mentality of like, okay, we won 2 world wars. We're the governors.
Yeah.
We're going to go Spain. We're going to trash the gaff. You owe us.
Yeah.
That's our mentality. That's our small-minded English mentality. So I do think that...
bit of a chip on our shoulder.
Massive chip on our shoulder, mate. So I do think that Germany are probably more popular in Europe.
That would be a really interesting poll.
Oh, mate, listen, we're losing that poll hands down.
Put out to mainland Europe, who do you prefer? The Germans or El Ingleses?
Listen, you've only got to watch Eurovision to know. We ain't doing bits.
You're right.
We ain't doing bits. But
you're right.
It's fine.
I mean, I can't believe I'm agreeing with a Eurovision thing. But you are right.
Yeah. But it was interesting when the women won the Euros in 2022. It made me realise that some of the... I loved it, man. When they won, I was cheering. I was really, really fun. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, go on, girls.
Yeah.
But it was a bit disappointing to see some of the reactions. I mean, literally, as soon as they won, some of the memes that was going round of like, when they was lifting the cup, people like next to their tellies, blokes lifting up irons and that. Do you know what I mean? I was like, come on, boys.
Yeah.
Come on. It's not us versus them. They're English. We're cheering all together.
They are us.
They are us.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but
it was disappointing to see that.
Right, look, me and you have this conversation all the time about like memes and comedy and like funny videos that people do. It's like the simple basic stuff for the masses is the stuff that works. And it's just like, it's too easy to not do it. So people do it.
But also, I do think there's blokes out there that resented the fact that the women England's team were able to deliver and were able to bring home a trophy.
They could close.
They'd done it. They'd done it. They've actually done it.
Yeah.
And you can make whatever arguments you want about, the quality's not as good. Yeah, but it's all relative, isn't it?
Of course, it's all relative.
It's all relative.
The best women football players were in that tournament.
And also the blokes that go on about, the women's going, standards rubbish. I'm telling you now, mate, you wouldn't last 2 minutes in that Euros final. You just wouldn't be at that level.
Yeah, this is another thing. Like some fat geezer who can't run talking about football.
Yeah. Get back, he's got no stamina. Look at the size of you, mate. You're 22 stone. What are you talking about?
You got no stamina. Mate, we learned the other day. So we need to address the elephant in the room. We was at a kid's birthday party the other day and we did a dad's race.
Yeah.
Right. And Jamesy beat me.
Well, it was awkward, wasn't
It was close. It was so close. I got off to a brilliant start.
I won probably by a good 2 lengths.
2 lengths?
I won by about that much.
No, it wasn't that much.
It was that much. I
But what I'm
beat you
saying
by
is,
about that much.
I was that far ahead the whole way, and then both my hamstrings just tightened up. I got off to a flyer. You thought you was in trouble.
No, we was level.
You thought you was in trouble.
No, we was neck and neck, mate.
No,
and
you
then
thought
I
you was
pulled away.
You thought you was in trouble for a geezer who never runs. And I lost all my technique. And James, look, you won.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's
So
messaged me later on in the day, like, that's 2 athletic events I've beat you in now. He out-squatted me.
Out-squatted you.
And you beat me in a running race, which is slightly embarrassing, but all leg related. If you want to do something upper body, come talk to me.
Shoulders, maybe.
Not a problem.
Yeah. I'll probably...
Chin-ups?
Chin-ups. I'm not great on the chin-ups, actually.
Press-ups?
Press-ups.
Bench press?
I reckon I'd be able to do more press-ups than you can.
Really?
Yeah, because you know what? Press-ups is not just so much about how much you can lift. It's more about your the duration you can do it for.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I could do more press-ups.
So how's
than you.
this then? Once this podcast finished, bonus footage,
Yeah.
me and you, press-up competition.
And they will count one.
I need a W next to my name.
All right, okay. So you up for that?
I'm actually training chest tonight.
Yeah, you see? Because I think you, obviously, you're more muscular than me. You can lift more than me. But I think in terms of like endurance.
Okay.
I think I got more of that.
Okay, we shall see.
But when you're watching England, do you like watching at a pub or at home?
Definitely at a pub.
Really, at a pub, yeah?
Yeah. So I'll find over the course of the tournament, I won't watch every single game out. There'll definitely be one, but I'm always with people. I'm not just going to sit there and watch it on my own or with my missus. You got to get a group of people together. I feel like 8
You've
minimum.
got to watch. You can't be watching it on your own.
No, or not even just like me and my missus or like me and one other person. You need a group of people.
Do you know what the OSB does? He goes to the pub before the game. He then walks back to his flat and watches it on his own.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because you don't want anyone.
Well, he wants to watch.
disrupting.
He wants to
And
watch
listen,
the game. Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, that's a bit weird. He
Yeah, it's a
invited
little
me
bit
round
weird.
actually to go watch it.
Just you and the OSB.
Well, and the plum.
Oh, really?
Imagine that.
Ref.
In one ear, you go, ref, don't tell what decision, ref. And in the other ear, you go, yeah, no, I'd give that one a miss. Cheers, lads.
Yeah, swerve that.
Yeah.
No, definitely, mate. Look, like we were saying, that atmosphere in a pub, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
The only thing that does annoy me is sometimes you're just hearing blokes. Is that, listen, when it comes to football, everyone thinks they're an expert. I mean, even if you take your missus down there, you'd be like, why is he not kicking it in the goal?
Yeah.
But like, it's not that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my missus
but then
gets
you
you up
get
when
the
the
blokes,
keeper gets off his line.
you got the blokes who's like, you know what I mean? They're telling some athlete in some 50-year-old bloke, 20 stone, is dictating what like this 20-year-old athlete should be. Oh, you should be doing this, doing that.
Yeah,
It's a
plus
bit
he's
like,
actually shouting at a television screen. The geezer can't hear him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in Germany.
Oh,
You
can
know
they
what I
not?
mean?
Can they not hear
They
you
can't
on
hear
the
you.
pitch?
Nah.
I thought they had headpieces.
Well, this
where
is
they-
what I'm saying. Like,
they're-
mate, who are you? Only I can
I
hear
thought
you.
they had a headpiece so they can hear, you know,
Yeah,
straight
no, like,
what
they're
Barry
all
from
mic'd up.
Basildon is saying about them. Oh,
They're all
Barry,
mic'd up.
Barry from Basildon says I need to track back. I better get on my toes here. You know what I mean?
Shut up, Barry. I can't hear you, mate.
Shut up, Barry, you fat slob. That's a bit strong, isn't it? Fat slob.
No, not in the
Shut up, Barry.
slightest.
Shut up, Barry, you slob. But if you could bring back one England player for this team, for this squad, who would it be?
Mate, there's only one England player I'd ever want to see come back.
I know who you're going to say, but it's the wrong decision.
It doesn't matter.
It's the wrong person to do.
What are you talking about to help us get the win?
What I'm looking at it from what does the team needs? Who do you think?
That's Gazza, bro.
Gazza.
I love him. He's so funny, mate.
Gazza in his prime.
Prime Gazza is a world-class player.
Oh, yeah, of course he was. Yeah, one of the best ever England players.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like Gazza and Jude Bellingham in the middle. Like, come on. I reckon Jude would be able to rein him in and
But
all.
we're pretty tied up. Our midfield is in my opinion, it's probably got to be the best midfield in the tournament.
I think we've got the best team.
striker in the tournament. What we're lacking is defensively ain't looking that great.
Right.
So that is why I think you need to get a defender in.
Who?
So listen, I never watched Bobby Moore. He's the World Cup winner, but I'd never watched him. So it'd be silly of me to go, I'll get Bobby Moore in there because I don't really actually, I've only seen clips of him.
I've heard he was good.
Oh, of course, yeah. What great centre half. So I think we need a centre back. I think we need someone next to John Stones, a world class centre back.
Okay.
And for me, what are you laughing at?
You're going to say Ledley King?
I wasn't going to say Ledley King actually,
Yeah.
but now that you say it, I was going to say Rio.
Yeah, but I knew you were going to say Rio.
I was going to say Rio.
When you started bigging it up like that, because I know you think Ledley King's the greatest
But
footballer
now
of
that
all
you
time.
say that, I would say Ledley without his knee, he's probably a better player than Rio.
And look, Rio's a G, right? I'm not taking anything. I had a wee next to Rio at a urinal at the
Yeah?
O2, and I was starstruck. I didn't actually get a look at it, neither.
Did you not?
Nah.
I've heard it's made of gold.
I restrained, mate. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He was glowing, mate. He had like an aura around him.
Yeah.
I saw it. Anyway, he couldn't get the business done back then. So what makes you think that having him
Yeah, but he's just one player.
is going to make him do the business?
But I would say the best two centre backs I've seen at this country over all the years that I've watched England are Rio
and Ledley King.
and Ledley King. I mean, some people would say John Terry. Personally, not mad on his race.
JT, great footballer, not enough pace.
Probably not great in the dressing room now that we've got so many black players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably going to cause a bit of a divide.
Potentially.
Don't want to leave that in the past,
Yeah.
really. No thanks, JT.
But yeah, Rio's a G. I can agree with that.
Rio, listen, Ledley would be great. Like Ledley now, he would be better than any centre half we have got now. He's better than John Stones.
Are you sure?
He is. Listen,
Did he ever win any tournaments? Any
Mate,
trophies?
it's what you
Has he
gotta-
got any medals?
Mate, you need to have watched Ledley King to know how good this geezer was. But listen, anyway, I'm not gonna go down that
I
road.
just want to know, like, in his best season ever, how many goals did Tottenham concede? Loads.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No. Listen, mate, I've said so many times, if he didn't have that terrible knee problem, which meant he couldn't train during the week and he could only play on a Saturday.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, because his knee was absolutely mashed. If he didn't have that knee, he would have never played for Tottenham for that long. He would have gone on to one of the Real Madrid or, do you know what I mean? Oh, mate, what are you even laughing at? Trust me. He was too good.
This is, mate, your love of Ledley King is brilliant.
Listen, Ledley King was too good for Tottenham.
Right.
The only reason he played at Tottenham for so long is because he had a mashed up knee.
Yeah.
No one else would.
Do you know
pay
what
the
was
money
wrong with
for
his
him.
knee?
He didn't have any cartilage there, so it was
Okay,
just bone on
meniscus.
bone.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
listen, I'll bring back Rio because I think that,
Yeah, I would love to see Rio in the team.
Rio, a prime Rio.
Prime
I think
Rio-
would sort
Rio
us-
and John Stones.
I think it's sort us right out. Right back and left back, you can sort of get away with having a bit of an average left
No,
back,
I'm
right
not so
back.
sure.
You can though. You can. I think the central players, they really carry the team. You know what I
I
mean?
just think for the banter levels that you got to have Gazza. Do you know his ritual before the games?
Go on.
So, Les Ferdinand,
Right.
Rio's uncle,
Yep.
he's got a massive chopper,
Yep.
right? So Gazza's like, look at the size of that thing. He's like, come on, let me have an old of it, right? And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is before the game. He's like, you got to let me have an old of it. And he's like, what are you talking about, Gazza? He's like, come, mate, like, it'll give me some good luck. Let me have an hold of it, right? So he grabs it and he's like, oh, fucking hell. Then he goes out, plays a blinder, right? Next time, he's like, mate, I've done well. Like, come, let me have another go, right? This is before the Scotland game where he scores that wonder goal. So he's like, let's have another hold of it. He's grabbed it, scored that goal, right? Before the third game, Les Ferdinand just walked over like, come on then, Gazza, get over and done with. Just pulled it out
The
for
lucky
him.
charm.
The lucky charm was Les Ferdinand's
Yeah, they need to
massive
get Les
chop.
Ferdinand out there, to be honest. Get him in that dressing room. Everyone have a hold.
Let the boys touch.
But if we do win the Euros, where are the statues going to be? Because there'll be statues of players, won't there?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's just got to be in people's hometowns. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Harry Kane, Loughton High Street,
Yeah.
just outside where New Bar used to be.
Yeah.
One of Harry
No,
Kane
just
there.
up a little bit. Outside Gales. Perfect little spot. In between there and
I think
Nando's.
it's got to be outside the old New Bar because New Bar's like the spiritual home of
I'll tell you where it could be.
Loughton.
In the middle of that roundabout. Outside New Bar.
It could be.
Yeah, perfect spot.
Yeah. Him with a pair of gold Skechers on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Skechers.
Skechers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you put one?
For who?
Well, what player? Where do they live?
Mate, I would put a Jude Bellingham statue in my garden.
Oh, he's the man, isn't he?
My love for this
Won the Champions
geezer.
League, didn't he?
Mate, good game, wasn't it?
Oh, I
What
didn't
a
watch
great
it
game.
actually.
I
Didn't watch
watched
it.
every minute of
How
it,
did
mate. I
Jude
loved it.
play? I don't care about the rest of them. How did Jude play?
To be honest, mate, he missed a bit of a sitter when it was still 0-0. I had a bet on as well, Jude Bellingham to score at any time, Real Madrid to
Really?
win. Yeah, he let me down on that one. But look, it's all the stuff he does off the ball. It's not just
Nah.
when he's got the ball.
It's also
just
the
a G.
influence.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the next England captain, isn't he?
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Who's captain of England this year?
Harry Kane.
Yeah, okay.
He's great captain.
He's a good captain.
Yeah. He leads by example. I don't know how vocal he is. You know, I don't know if he's one of these real vocal captains.
Well, he's not
but
very good at speaking, is he?
No, you'd need a translator on a pitch, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be a great
Like,
speaker if you've got...
What, Harry? You need a translator to be like, he says, put the ball in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cheers, H.
You know, like when a baby speaks and only their mum can understand what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need.
But I'd love him, for more than anyone, I'd love Harry Kane. He's 30 years old now. You know, he just went to the Bundesliga. He scored 36 goals in his debut season. That's the most anyone's scored in their debut season in Bundesliga. Bundesliga top goal scorer. And
What
he's
was the
still
number
without-
2 behind him?
Without a trophy. I don't know. But he's still without his, still without a
He
trophy.
still ain't got a trophy.
No, and he
So who won
deserves
it?
it so bad.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen won the league, yeah.
Turn them over.
But hopefully he wins it next year. He deserves
Well,
it,
hopefully
man.
he brings home the Euros trophy,
Yeah.
mate. That'll be a nice one for
Because
everyone.
I'll tell you what, I went to watch a dinner with Teddy Sheringham, and he got asked a question. He said, would you swap your treble, your free, Premier League,
Yeah.
FA Cup, Champions League, would you swap that for a World Cup medal? And he said, yes.
Of
Of course he would.
course, mate.
Because-
it don't even
because-
come close.
Listen, you people win things every season or whatever, but if you win something with England, you're going to be spoke about for years.
yeah, you're immortalised.
You'll be like an icon,
Yeah.
So that's yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, me too. The King of Deansgate.
King of these gates, shout out all right fans. But yeah, listen, I do think it's coming home. Predictions for the tournament.
Mate, please, I just really want England to win.
I listen. I think if anyone's listening to this now, we're kicking off this week. I think you've got to believe. You've got to believe. You've got to believe we're going to get there because fans play a big.
Of course I do. And I would like to say, all the England fans that are going out there travelling, please behave yourselves. Don't bring us into disrepute.
No, I disagree with that. I'd
support
say
the team.
I'd disagree
But
with
do
that.
it
I'd say
respectfully.
you need to go up there. You need to beat up other opposition fans because we need to get into them. And any way we can get a bit of an edge. If we're winning off the pitch, that's going to get into the players in the. We need to dominate.
Okay. I mean, look, I was thinking what you said, but I'm trying to be all like,
Yeah.
politically
Well, no,
correct
listen,
here.
this is the Euros. All's fair in love and war. Do you know what I mean? We need to go out there. We need to really get into them any which way we can. Any way we can get a little inch. Any way we can
Take
get
it.
We need to take it. And
I'd love to see an England-Germany final and we do the business.
yeah, what off the pitch?
Both.
Both. I agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, obviously we're joking. Don't go around punching people. I mean, if someone attacks you first, by all means, defend yourself.
Yeah. Or think about it in your head and do it to a pillow when you get home.
Do a pillow. Yeah. Do it to a pillow. But no, listen, if they attack you, then by all means.
Yeah. Self-defense, mate.
Self-defense. Maybe try and antagonise them a bit so you get them to attack you first and then you can go back at them. Then you can claim self-defense.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a couple of ideas.
When
I'm
they
not
see it
saying
on
do it.
CCTV,
Just saying
clearly
a couple
he
of
punched me
ideas.
first.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way you sort of get around it. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, behave yourselves out there. We're only joking. Of course we are. But get behind the boys.
Come on, England.
Come on, England. Come on, England.
Oh, I'd fucking love it.
Lovely stuff. Rates 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And remember, guys, he's coming home. Arrivederci.
Coming home.